Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines, where... what was I thinking? Like, I had this go underground over here, and I had this go underground over here, but I had this come over and come in over here. I mean, the reason that I was doing that, of course, was because this was out of the map. So what was I thinking when I said what was I thinking? Because I can't actually modify this. Oh boy, this is off to a wonderful, fantastic start. I love it. So what we're going to need to figure out here is exactly how mass transit is going to work on this hub. And I don't know the answer to that, if I'm honest. It's going to be interesting, to be sure. Like, we can definitely have our mass transit in our normal locations, but that's not going to be enough for this particular hub. Now, we do need access to this tile out here. And, of course, to get that, we need a population of 60,000. Our population is increasing. Oh, we have an abandoned structure over here? So we do. What's actually our problem here? This is not enough workers. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, we have a bit of a lack of residential over here. It's true. There's no doubt about it. Well, we can definitely work on some water up here while we think about the mass transit situation. I do think that bus lines going up these is a good idea. And to that end, I'm actually going to put in a bus depot over here. And where do we want that to be? Perhaps here would be okay, but I don't really like that positioning. I don't really like any of this positioning. I guess this'll do. Okay, so we'll do that, and I guess we'll put in some bus lines. So our bus lines will, of course, go in here. Well, we need to make sure that this is going right-hand turns, right? There isn't really a way to do that because of this one way. Okay, so instead we will have it be like we did before, where it just comes up here and then swoops around to here like this. And then, I mean, it could come up over this way and complete the line. I would really prefer that it just come around. This is a really awkward route for it to go. But I suppose we could have it do a stop here. And then come around and do a stop here. And then complete. That could work, I suppose. It's not great. I'm not going to claim that. This one over here would actually work fine, except that this is set up incorrectly. Okay, so we're going to need to, of course, flip this around, and let's see here. This would turn right, so it would go this way, right-hand turn, yes. So this needs to be coming inward down here, and this is going outward, like that. Okay, that would help. So with that being the case, that does mean that we are completely fine to do this up over here. Absolutely no problem on this side. Okay, so we'll do that. Do we want a bus line on these roads? I think it's okay. It would need to be on this side. And we can have it come in like this. And then it can just turn around in theory. That's a really awkward turnaround there. There's no doubt about that. How do I want to path this? How indeed. I mean, we could just remove this for now and come back to this a little later on. Decide if we want to have those later. And this one will be completely fine. So we can do this. Something along the lines of that. And then it would come up this way, of course. And then loop its way in like that. Okay. Why does this one truncate so early? That's what I'm wondering. I've made this awkward. There's no doubt about it. So we would need to make stops all the way up this way. Not like that. That's for sure. And bring this up like so. And take it all the way up to the top of our circle. It would need to go here, is where that stop would need to go. And then we can create a... No, not a new line. We just want to add a stop here. So, it's a little fiddly, but it'll work. So we'll just do that. Excellent. No, I don't want to create a new line. There we go. So something along the lines of this will get us our bus line. And then we'll do another bus line over here, of course. And it would go like so. And this one is completely fine to just spin around over there. And go like that. Okay. So that gives us an ability to go in and out on our circles, right? At least in those cardinal directions. It doesn't really help along these roads, and I feel like it should. Like, I really do feel like it should. The unfortunate thing is getting the turnaround here is very awkward indeed. Although I suppose what these could do is they could come out this direction and have stops out over here. And then bring in a stop here. And then come up over this way so that these lines link together. And then come up over here and close it off like this. So that way you have a way to get over here, even if it's not necessarily the best way. And then I suppose we can just drag to add a stop here and drag to add a stop here as well. Like that. It's an option. It kind of works. So in that case, we can, of course, create ourselves, not on that side of the road, we can create ourselves a similar sort of thing over here, where we come up to there, and then we'll go up this direction, add a stop here, add a stop, say, here. Ah, right, because this is bi-directional here. We would want to add the stop here. And then we would bring it out, say, over this way-ish. Kind of like that. And then we would add a stop here, as well as one... Where's this line? It's here? Okay. One there. Like that. This does make things a little bit more symmetrical. Not exactly symmetrical, but okay. We'll accept it. We will go ahead and create a new line here, and we'll make our way on up. Like so. How far up are we going to go up here? Quite far is the answer. And then up to there, and then we'll add a stop along this outer road. Something along the lines of this. This is, of course, going to be much wider than some of our other bus paths. And we'll bring this on over this way, over this way. And then we'll bring it in over here. Kind of like this. It's a little bit awkward, but it gets the job done mostly. And then once we get down here, we will, of course, complete our line over this way. That one's a little bit more awkward. Let's add the stop here and complete the line like that. That's actually what I was looking to do. Add a stop there, and then we add a stop there. Okay, so something like that. Okay, and then we'll need to do this one out over here. So we'll create a new line here. And that's going the wrong direction. We'll create a new line here and take it on out. Now that one will connect up out here. And then we'll bring that in, say, over this way. And then it will add a stop there. And then make its way back. No, not there. And then this will connect up over here. It's a little bit awkward, to be sure, how quickly that comes back. We're not going to have ones on the other side of the street up there, but that's okay, ultimately. So we add a stop here, and then we complete the line, and then we drag a stop in there, as well as a stop in there, like that. And that gets us kind of our bus routes. Now, I'm not going to claim that that's great bus routes, but they're functional. Excellent. So, now, metros. Well, we can do a very similar metro setup to what we did previously. The major issue with that is that, A, there's quite a mess out here, and B, this section isn't built, and C, this is a long distance between metros. So we'll certainly need to think about that. Now we do need power and water out here, this is true. We'll go ahead and run a water line like so. There we go, and then we'll hook this in like that. Excellent. And then we'll run this all the way up this road. And we'll run this all the way up here. Excellent. And we'll run this over to here. And this down to here-ish. I don't really like the angle that this is wanting to snap to. Can we tell it to not snap to the angle, please? Thank you. This is a better angle. Okay. And then we'll bring this one on down. Excellent. And this one. Again, I don't exactly love that angle, but it'll do. Okay. So there's most of our water mains in. And then we'll just have to connect these in like every other row here, approximately. I'll start it off here, and then we'll connect it here, and then here, and then here. This is going to be a kind of tedious process, of course. Connect it in here, and then this one up here. And at this point, we start to run into issues, of course, because we don't have access over here. So we'll do this. And for this outer area, we are going to need to connect in. Getting a lot of space already occupied. Okay. I mean, instead of doing these straight lines, we could do something else, right? But I do want to do the straight lines. So we'll bring this in over to here, and then to here. Excellent. That wasn't quite where it needed to go, but it'll do the trick. And then we'll bring up this one. Hang on. It should connect up here, technically. Yes, that is correct. And then this one connects in right here, in theory. And then this furthest out one here actually needs to be removed because it is in the incorrect location. It needs to be this one connecting up to here, which means that this outer one is kind of in its own category, and I'm going to do it like that. Okay, so that'll do the trick for now, and then we will, of course, need to connect in the rest of these. So about like that. Like this. Wonderful. Connect this in over here, which is non-standard, but it should be okay, in theory. Then this can connect in here and then come in like that. We are going to need a little bit of coverage over here, which we can do... how do I want to do that? I think I want to change how this is shaped. Bring this in more like this. And then have that come up here. I really want to connect it in there, but it doesn't want to go. We'll do it there, but I'm not happy about it necessarily. And then we will, of course, connect this in over here. Excellent. And then this would come in like so, and then we'd have a connection that flows up this way. Maybe like this. That'll work. And then up over this direction. Approximately like that. It doesn't have to be exactly like that, but then it connects in, say, up here. There we go. And then this would connect in theory, there. This would come up this direction and essentially follow this road. About like so. And then that would just come in and do something kind of like this. I feel like we've got a little bit of an issue up here. For sure. Yeah, we definitely have an issue up here. It's okay, though. I'm just going to leave it. It's only water pipes. And then we'll connect that in like that. We're fine. We're fine. So we need a little bit of power up here. And of course, we need a connection to the rest of our water grid or an independent water grid up here. And... oh, I missed this area. We'll connect it in over here. And then... just connect that in like that, I guess. I'm not particularly happy with it, but it'll do. I think we might make our own water grid for this section over here. So I'm going to put in a pair of pumps. They're going to need power, of course. And we can connect those in like that. As far as power goes, we can run a power line somewhere. We could put a power station up over here, potentially. At least temporarily. Actually, I'd like to do a thermal updraft tower. That slope too steep over there. We can put it over here, and I guess that works. And then temporarily, we can run some power lines. Those will get removed as we build up this area, but we'll just run some power lines over here for now and get that powered. And then as far as this goes... awkward. Very, very awkward. I'll have to think about how I want to do that a little bit more long term, but for now, that should be okay. In theory. Now, we should have water over here. We don't have any water treatment, however. So, let's go ahead and do an advanced eco water treatment inland plant. And we'll put that in, say, right over here. This is temporary and will likely have to be moved, but that's okay. Just hook that in. And this is apparently lacking water. I'll just run its own dedicated pipe. Wonderful. This is quite a few buses. They're piling up because there are no people over here. Fair enough. And you should have sewage output. We've got lots of drain capacity. Yeah, you're fine. Excellent. Okay, so we do need to figure out the mass transit situation over here. That is for sure. And this is slope too steep already, straight out the gate. Wonderful. Do we want to just have the buses and see how that goes? We could. We're not going to have any sort of access over here, though, for our goods or for our people. So that is something that we're going to need to consider. And how do we want to tackle that particular issue? Well, we can bring in goods potentially up here with a cargo airport. Slope too steep. I'm not shocked by that. That is about what I expected. to be fair. Other options include bringing in goods by train, which we definitely could do. We could put in a cargo train terminal, like, over here. And then we could route these train tracks up over here. We would probably want to move this to be, like, over here, and then reroute our underground train line. Have it come up over this way, and then swing back down. So we'd need to remove a pretty substantial portion of it here. Like, everything over this direction. Like that. And then this would then come up over this direction. That slope too steep. This would come up over this direction. Like so. That would build a bridge. Okay, so it would need to come up here. We'd probably need to move our cargo train terminal. How do I want to do this? How indeed? We could position it potentially here? That still may be slope too steep. Apparently it isn't. Fantastic. Now, how about getting this guy back underground? I guess it works. And then have it come down kind of like that. And then this would curve in up over like this, approximately. I mean, I don't really like that join, but it's okay. And then this would come in over here, kind of like that. I mean, it's not pretty, but it'll get the job done. It certainly will get the job done. So we've got power, we've got water, we've got sewage, we've got cargo. We currently have no way to get people here, and we currently have no water over in this facility. Of course we wouldn't. And we also don't have any sort of garbage disposal over here, or education, or police, or fire, or anything along those lines. I believe, however, that that is likely to be a job for next episode. So I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode we will start proper development of this particular hub. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.